Hey, what's going on, guys? So my name is Ipe. I've been building the rank and rent business for the last 8 years. I got started with a coaching program by Dan Klein. When I joined back in 2014, there was only like 300 students. Today we have over 7,000 students in our program. And today I want to talk to you guys about the biggest mistake that people make in the rank and rent business. This is just based on years of watching other students and even just myself as well. And for me, the biggest mistake is people move way too slow in this business, and there could be a number of reasons as to why this happens. The biggest reason I'm thinking is that most of us were trained to be like employees, and so when we are working at our 9 to 5, we just work at a pretty like slow pace because we're not getting paid based on performance. We're getting paid based on the hour, right? So the problem with like not going fast enough in business is that you slowly start to lose momentum. And the slower you go, because there's a lot of uncertainties in business. Like nobody nobody's going to pay you at the end of the day. You have to kind of pay yourself, and in order to pay yourself in business, you have to produce results in the real world. And so you have a lot of doubts because you've never paid yourself before in your life. So you have a lot of uncertainties, a lot of doubts in your mind. And so if you don't move fast enough, those doubts are going to beat you in your head, in your brain. And you know when you join a program brand new, you're excited and you take a lot of action, but then the second week you take less action than the first week. The third week, you take even less action. And I think instead of creating an upward spiral of success and victories, you start to create more downward spiral of more doubts in your head as to, hey, is this business model gonna work? Is it not gonna work? And I totally understand as well. Like when you first join, you want to first like prove to yourself that this works. So you kind of go a little bit slower and you don't want to take as much risks. But I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I think the faster you go, stop overthinking it and take massive action, like you almost make this business almost impossible to fail because a lot of the processes has already been laid out for you. But because you're not moving fast enough, like you're not learning the lessons fast enough, and next thing you know, like weeks can pass by and you are going to start to doubt yourself because especially with a business model like rank and rent, like the more sites you put out there from day one, like the faster you're going to get that client. People ask me all the time, like, what's the success rate? Well, the success rate really depends on your work rate and how many lead gen sites you build. Like I can't promise you 100% success rate if you only built one lead gen site, right? But I can your chances of success is going to exponentially go up to more closer to 100% when you build 10 different lead gen sites, because of all the years um, I've been seeing all these other students. Like I haven't met one student of all like different live events, Vegas events that I've talked to students where they built like at least 10 different lead gen sites and they failed all 10. And it's just amazing to me that like you'll like come across students that's been in the program for like 6 months, maybe a year, and they still haven't built 10 different lead gen sites, right? So that tells me the biggest issue is like people don't work fast enough. People don't move fast enough. And there's a saying, there's several sayings, that models that we say in our program, but one of them is money loves speed. And so what I recommend for you guys is to understand the most high leveraged activity in a rank and rent business, which is either going to be building and ranking rank and rent websites or going out there and prospecting. If you're more about like sales oriented kind of person, than going out there and prospecting and doing like our Go Fast Look Sexy, where you pre-sell lead gen sites by using AdWords, which we teach in our training, and going out there and talking to as many business owners as possible, and doing that first thing in the morning or whenever you have a free time. Or you can do it like my way, where you just build and rank different rank and rent sites and focus on building and ranking sites first before you try to go sell. Either way works. It's just the biggest factor though is whether you're moving fast enough or not. And I think speed is what kills people, or the lack of speed and lack of momentum. So and most people don't understand the speed, like, because they like might take all day to build a rank and rent site, or it might take them a whole week to build their first rank and rent site. But really you can do it in like 2-3 hours, right? If you really if you really focus, and if you really like just stop questioning things, and just, this is why another motto we say is trust the process. If you actually truly trust the process, and do exactly as we say, and stop questioning it, stop second guessing yourself, and just focus on speed, like the maximum amount of work you can put out each and every day, each and every hour, then you're most likely going to be one of our case studies that was able to reach pretty significant success in 3 months instead of 6 months or more. Because we have students that produce all kinds of different ranges. We have students that get their first paying client within 1 to 2 weeks of joining our program, and that's all comes down to speed, your work rate. And so I think that's the biggest lesson that people should have going into this, is that understand that your work rate is slow right now because you've never been an entrepreneur, and become aware of this, and focus on being aware about your speed at which you're implementing our strategies and our training, and work on speeding up the implementation every day, making it faster every day. Question yourself of, could I have done more each and every day? Write down everything that you got done each day, and ask yourself, what were the moments where you were inefficient? What were the moments where you were efficient? And then work on making yourself more and more efficient and faster every day. And I'm not talking about being careless about things. This is why you join a program like this, right? So you don't make careless mistakes. But you can still put out quality work, but going faster. So I highly recommend everyone to focus on speed in business, especially on online business. You want to side on the air of going fast. Even if you make mistakes, even if you make careless mistakes, you want to side on the air of going fast. And this is another saying that we say is take imperfect action. And it encompasses this main issue, is that people aren't working fast enough, is really the main issue that people need to solve. And once that is solved and you're working faster than the average person, like you will inevitably succeed, and you'll probably become one of the top like case studies in our program. And that's the main difference. So hope you guys like this video. I will see you guys on the next one.